Hey, man, yes, so excited. Being here today with my two sons here today, about to get it in. We about to go in on them Cowboys victory today. Man, that game was something else. As a fan, something I need, give us something to hold on to. That's what kind of game that was today. But will it be enough though? Will it be enough going forward? Will it be? I know my sons, they have different opinions about that question, and we're gonna go ahead on and get into it. But one more thing, then we ain't going to agree on if someone here trying to slip who's better between Dak and Rush. No, we just gonna hush that kind of nonsense right now. But I know we're gonna get into it though. But that's all right though. But before we do, we're gonna start like we always start. You know how we always do this, and we do it like this.
How about Cowboys?
That's right. We're gonna get it in right now. But man, that game today, whoo, that game today was something else. And man, I was always thinking that Cooper Rush gonna have to do something extra. He just can't come in there. I know Joshua, you trying to say that he just needed to be solid. I'm like, nah, he need to be a little bit more than solid. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get that run game going. We're gonna have to get them blocking. And so man, there's a whole lot of stuff in there that we need to get out about what happened today. You know what I'm saying? Because is this something that we can put our whole future of this season on, or is this something that we just everything just went our way today, and the Bengals just not as good as we thought they were, and we're not going nowhere. We're not reaching the end. We have different opinions on that. I know, we do, but we're gonna get into it right now. So, with that being said, Jordan, come on, tell me what you think, man. What you think about that offense and how we were going today? What do you think? You see anything promising? You see anything that you think we can stand on? What is it? Come on with it.
Man. So, I'm just gonna say, like, round of applause for Cooper Rush getting the job done. I had no faith in this Cowboys team. Not more so because of the players, more so of the situation that we're in because of the front office. But I gotta say, everybody, did their thing today. Just grinded it out. I mean, that first half, everybody was playing great, and hats off to Josh. Usually he's. I think it's funny because when there's no hope, when like we have no hope for the Cowboys, Josh all of a sudden has all the hope for the Cowboys, and then when everything is like supposed to go good and like smooth sailing, Josh has no faith in the Cowboys. So it's always funny how he like flips, like he just loves, like, I don't know, maybe he just feeds off negativity, and he just once it's all negative, two negatives got to make a positive, right? So he's so yeah, this team is the Bengals team was just awful. They are just awful, especially when it comes to being disciplined, and too many penalties that favored us. Too many times they couldn't get it done on third down. I mean, it was bad. But
right.
I don't know. The Bengals, they got to figure out how they can protect Joe Burrow, because just like outside looking in, just as an NFL fan of the sport, I hate seeing Joe. Did I say Mixon? Joe Burrow, just getting sacked like that. Like, it's just like, it's not healthy. Like, he's not going to be able to strive long term if he's constantly getting sacked like that. Yeah, he's sustaining all those hits. Like Parsons, like I was like, yeah, Parsons was eating them up. Our guys was, Parsons was getting clean hits on him.
Right.
But I'm just like, holistically, just looking at outside looking in as not just a Cowboy fan, I'm just like, man, they got to do something about. I thought our O-line was bad, but that O-line was horrendous. And they had Collins over there. Collins getting beat a couple times by Parsons too. So it was really. Hats off to the offense, especially stepping up from last week. But I think Josh was right. Just the way our defense played, like if the offense had did that, at least put up that type of effort in the first versus the Bucks, we might have been able to pull that win out. But that's the great thing about NFL. It's called the not for long league. Like, so every year everything's different.
And every given Sunday.
Yeah, it's any year exactly. So I mean, yeah, It was crazy. It was a crazy game, but yeah, nail
Right.
biter towards the end because the Bengals started getting momentum. I think they had like 16 minutes of time of possession in the second half. Like it was just every time we looked, I was like, "Dang, the Bengals had the ball again." But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
Um, so I got an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
Cue the
Yeah, announcement to it.
cue the violin music. Noah Brown.
All right.
I was
Oh, he's
wrong
gonna
about you.
abound. My
I
dog,
was
right?
wrong about
My
you, Noah.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know
was
you was
wrong.
wrong.
I thought. I thought he was suspect this whole entire from 2000. When did he get when did he come on the team? So
I
from
want to say
like 2018
2015 or
to
something. Yeah,
2022.
18. Yeah.
From 2018 to 2022, I had no faith in him at all. I didn't think that he was a solid receiver. I'm not even saying great. I didn't even think
Right,
he was
right.
good to make the
Yeah,
team.
because you thought Tolbert was gonna be better right out of
Yes,
the gate than
but
Brown, and
I
I'm
will
like,
say this. I will say this. If there was
Tolbert
one
ain't even
wide
getting no
receiver,
reps.
if there was one wide receiver that was the best wide receiver on both teams, it was Noah Brown. Noah
Oh
Brown,
yeah,
hands
definitely.
down, was the wide receiver of the game, right? I don't, and I mean, yes, you can
I mean,
contribute that
Higgins
to the
Higgins did his
connection,
thing,
but
but
it's not even just the
yeah,
connection. It's the fact that he was tracking the ball, taking it, even when the ball was underthrown,
well,
right? Or if
check,
the ball was like tipped or whatever like that, he was
yeah,
coming down with the ball like
yeah,
he was playing like CeeDee Lamb should be playing, right?
yeah,
Right,
and
yes.
the
He was
in
playing
the
like
in
wide
the
receiver number one, right? And maybe they
yeah,
were bracketing him or whatever like that, but they were good.
I
He
see
was
something like that.
fantastic today. He was, and hopefully,
And to
um, that
and to
will be good.
reiterate, yeah, and kind of to reiterate what you're saying is it's crazy that Noah Brown only had 5 catches. He had 5 targets, 5 catches, which is stupid crazy. And then he had 91 yards for a tub. And then when you look at Higgins and Chase, they had 10 targets, Higgins, and then 9 targets by Chase. They came away with 6 and 5, and then Lamb with 11 targets for 7. So Brown did the most with his 5 targets and his 5 catches. So yeah.
Yes, he played hands down the best. Now, like I was saying before, all Cooper Rush had to do was play solid. And then our defense was going to step up. Like I was convinced. I was convinced only because of the fact that I also watched the game between the Steelers and the Bengals, and I was like, well, our defensive line is better than that, you know. And I'm a Micah Parsons truther now, even though I was not before he stepped foot on the field in a real NFL game. And I think that he's better than T.J. Watt, to be honest with you.
Who?
You know,
Who's better than TJ?
Micah Parsons.
Oh, I can. Hands
Parsons.
down, I can agree with you with that. Micah Parsons
So
is a
Hands
stud.
down.
I
Oh,
will say
A
y'all
this.
like
stud.
jumping
I will
off
say
a
this,
cliff.
right?
Jeez.
And
Right. It's not like he like making a big old revolution. Hey, oh my God! Yeah, go ahead. Go
the
ahead. I ain't gonna break
the
you up.
the 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 D line was feasting. I will say this. My unsung hero though on the D line.
Wilson? Oh.
Oh no, we're gonna get to him, but my unsung hero for the D line was my dog Neville Gallimore. Neville
Oh.
Gallimore was doing his thing, was crashing the pocket, making lanes for Mika Parsons to get a sack, Dorrance Armstrong to get a sack. I mean, everybody was feasting, and who was holding the anchor? Neville Gallimore, and my boy's about to get
For
a
a
couple
second,
more
I thought.
sacks. My boy's
Nah,
about to get a,
nah. No,
he's
don't
gonna
get
get
me
a
Hey,
couple
wrong.
when
more
you
Don't get me
sacks.
wrong.
well, hold on. When he said, you know who was holding the anchor? I thought he was about to say D Law. I was like,
Nah,
No, no.
nah. My boy Neville Gallimore doing his thing, and shoot, the player of the game for the defense. Okay, outside of
Come on,
Mika
brother. Okay,
Parsons,
you.
outside of
I'm
Mika
trying to figure
Parsons,
where you about to go with this. I'm about to go ahead and
outside
shut
of
that
Mika
down. Okay,
Parsons,
outside of
outside of
that.
Mika
Okay, go ahead. All
Parsons
right.
is Donovan Wilson.
yeah,
Donovan
yeah.
Wilson
He was
is
flying.
Oh yeah,
he
he was
He
all
was
over the place.
flying.
seems like he's
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
to become more acquainted with the scheme of Dan Quinn. He seems like he's not thinking anymore. He's just doing, and that's what you want with all of your defensive players. But and you just he's showcasing his talent, and that's what I kind of wanted. And hopefully that's going to keep on transferring down the line. You know, I still
Right,
while
right.
Dak is out, I still have him winning 2 games, 2-2. So hopefully that will keep going.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't see that, but yeah, hopefully with us, you know. And you were right. I didn't see that they was going to beat Cincinnati today. You was right with that because I was like, there's no way that's going to happen, you know, because
I
I
don't
was just
understand how
looking
you
at the.
guys didn't see that happen.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
don't act as if like you was, 100% confident, but you had a
oh,
feeling
I
that they would
was,
win. Oh,
I
okay,
was.
all right.
The
If
way how I
right now
talked,
after they won, you're gonna boost
no,
that
no,
up, but
no.
that's
The way
okay.
how I
That's
talked,
okay.
the way how I talked. Remember, we had the conversation. The way how I talked, I seemed like I was pretty confident that they were going to win.
All right, but but regardless, you were right. They won, and
Yeah.
I didn't think they was. But it's all good. Even though they won, they're gonna have to show me 2 games in a row to see if they got this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Because Cincinnati, they played horrible last week. They played pretty much the same this week. So I don't know if I should look at this
Yeah.
game as a testament of where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's hard for me. Now don't get me wrong. I know our defense is real deal. That I already know. And I know that,
Yep.
and I knew that, and just like I told you, I said today earlier, I said we're gonna have to score 18 or more because our defense will hold under 17. I mean, it will hold under
Yeah.
18. That's what I said. And look, they scored 17 points.
Exactly.
I gave them 17. And I said we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to beat,
Did say that.
score more. And here's the thing though. You saying about what do you say about Cooper Rush had to be solid? If Cooper Rush would have been just solid, we'd have lost that game because our
No,
last strike, our last route down the field, our last 2 minutes, if he'd have still played the same way, this dude had to elevate his game on this last drive to get us to a field goal position.
Well,
And if he
no,
if he, if he
he
played the same
actually
way, oh, he would. Man, this dude was
nah
making.
he had to play like he did in the first half, and that's what he did on that last drive.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But look,
He
no,
because he
no,
was
but
not playing like that in the second half. I can
look,
tell you that.
look,
Yeah.
but he had to play better than he normally plays. That's how I see it. If he played the regular, okay, if looking at that kind of game, the way Cooper Rush played today, the way he won this game, he did last marching down at the last quarter. What would you put a quarterback in at that kind of caliber between 1 to 32? What would you put that kind of caliber? The way he played today, what would you put that quarterback
Twenties,
in?
twenties,
His play
still 20.
today.
I think I put him. I think I put him in around the 15s.
He elevated his
15,
game.
15 to 20.
No, one to
Well, Dad,
15.
you say elevated. You say elevated his game, and I'm just.
He had
I
to
don't
play
know
better.
because I feel like his Viking game that he played was better than this game. So I feel like
How
he
many
has.
how
I
many
think,
games did he play like that though? That Viking
but that's
game.
what I'm
How
saying. He
many how
hasn't
many
had that
Viking
many.
games
How
have
many
he
games did he
had?
play? Period.
But I'm just
Yeah,
saying
that's what
he
I'm saying.
played a
How many
lot. He
games
played
has
a
he
lot with
played?
Dak Results.
Exactly, Josh.
So what I'm trying to say, how many Viking
He
games
didn't
have he
play a
had?
lot.
Well, he played more than one game, Jordan.
But I'm just saying he has. We coming into the thing. I can see why Josh is somewhat confident because Cooper Rush has displayed that he's more than capable of winning games with the offense. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm with you also, Dad. Like, how many more games can he win? To me, I'm still not sold on this receiving core. Like, I like Noah Brown. I was always sure confident in Noah Brown, but I like Noah Brown more as a third, or more as a third string receiver, slot receiver. Going in the red zone type because he's not that speed guy. I don't think we can consistently win with Noah Brown being our leading receiver.
You're
And
right. You're right. You're right. And that's why. That's why I'm glad that was a great segue, Jordan, to put that because you know who's coming back. You know who's coming back?
Galloway.
Michael
yeah,
Gallup.
but
You know who
yeah,
I
else
don't
is
he's
know about
coming
coming
Michael
back?
back. But
Galloway.
yeah, but he's coming back. But at the same time, let's just ease him in because he's not going to be 100%. Like he might say he's 100%, but we don't know until he gets out there and he starts getting those in-game reps. Especially what you're saying, because based on what you say a lot, is he had no preseason reps, right?
Right.
So he
You're
might
right.
be trash.
Absolutely right.
So
You're
you might let's
absolutely
just
right.
hold off. Let's just hold off on
You're
Gallup coming
absolutely
back.
right.
I'm hoping for the best, and I think that will make us somewhat better because before Gallup went out, he was a great outside deep threat. So who knows? But what I need to see is CeeDee Lamb is wearing 88. He's got to play like an 88.
Oh my
No, I
Uh,
agree.
goodness. Oh yes, he
100%.
so
does. Yes, he does.
that's my thing is like I'm sorry they put all this pressure on you, CD, and you didn't even want 88, but you got it right.
I mean, he did make
They
that
got
crucial
rid of
catch.
Cooper. Yeah, but who put him in that position in the first place? Brown. Brown
Dalton
had the
Schultz.
big catch.
Oh, I thought you said. No, never mind. I don't know where we're
But
going with
yeah,
that.
but then if you look at like, I mean, we barely even spread the ball around. It was like CD, Brown, Pollard, Schultz, Elliott, and Houston. That's all the receivers we threw to, and they had a total of outside of Brown's 16 targets, and that wasn't even including reception. So I'm still not sold on the receiving core. Um, they just did better versus an average defensive when it comes to cornerbacks. I still don't like what I'm seeing from the run game as far as Elliott and Pollard and how they're distributing their reps. It seems like Elliott gets one series, Pollard gets another series, Elliott gets one series. Instead of just putting them in where they fit in as far as scheme wise go, like
Right, right.
if it's third and long, if it's 3rd and 5, and you put Pollard out there, if I'm the defense, I know you're probably going to try to throw the ball. Pollard is if Pollard stays in, he's not good at pass protection, and so that kind of limits your ability on third downs because we know if they leave him in to pass block, he's
Oh
gonna
my
get
goodness.
they're gonna move
Let me
him out
tell
the
you
way.
about how good Zeke Elliott is on pass protection.
He's really
But
Like
good.
that's my thing. But that's my thing too. It's like that's why I'm not still sure about the play calling because a lot of times Pollard is in there in third down. I'm like, don't put Pollard in there in third down because it kind of I don't know. It kind of limits you. If Zeke is in their third down, you know, okay. I don't know. In my head, the defense is like, okay, they got a decent or above decent pass running back pass blocking, or he can even cut out and run. I guess it's more. I want to say they're more lethal with Zeke in on third downs versus Pollard in on third downs. So
did you
and then and only and then Pollard only had nine carries, which I'm like, bro, come on, like, what are we doing?
Right.
did you watch the Giants game today? There's a reason why I'm
I
asking.
didn't get to. I didn't get to watch the Giants
Okay,
game.
so whatever you get to. So the reason why I'm saying this because we play the Giants next week, right? And I think the score was like 19-17 or something like that. It was like 19-17 or something like that. And the I'm
Yeah,
not saying that.
19-15.
So I'm not saying that the Panthers have a bad defense, but our defense is way better than the Panthers. Than the Panthers.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm confident that we're going to show out again
if we
next week.
put up 20 points, we could. Based on what like just the Panthers versus Giants, as you're saying, is they put up 19, we put up 20 today. If we could do that again, we could beat them. I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then,
So that's why I'm saying that.
hey, wait, real quick, who's better, Cooper Rush or Baker Mayfield?
Baker
That,
Mayfield.
really?
Yes.
You really taking Baker?
Yes, I think Baker Mayfield is.
I'm not a
I think
Baker
Hey,
Baker
I
fan,
ain't
Mayfield is
taking.
just
so
I ain't taking Baker.
I'm just thinking
I
Baker
ain't
Mayfield
taking
is just
Baker. Give
learning
me Cooper Rush. I ain't
learning
taking
the
Baker
offense.
Mayfield.
I think Baker Mayfield has just learned the offense. I think Cooper Rush has been with this offense for a while.
I don't
Right?
know,
I think
man.
talent alone, Baker Mayfield has done some things that don't get me wrong. Like Cooper Rush
I'm
is
talking
not.
about winning games. He could. You can't beat Daniel Jones. I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
bro.
no. Look, I agree with him when you say talent wise. Baker Mayfield is talented. I just don't like him. So I don't think he. I don't think he. I would take Cooper Rush before I take Baker Mayfield. I mean, it
So
just.
I don't know.
if that's
I'm
the
thinking
case,
Cooper Rush because
if that's the
I'm
case,
not.
go
I'm
ahead.
not saying I don't like Baker Mayfield. He is a little annoying at times. But my thing is like just on a standpoint of just handling the ball. I think Cooper Rush handles the ball much better than Baker
This year,
Mayfield.
I
So
agree.
that's
This year, I agree. I
And when
agree.
I
This year.
yeah.
right, and when I say I don't like him, I don't mean like I don't like him. I don't like the guy. I'm talking about I just don't like his play. That's what I'm talking about.
I think it's
Yeah.
just he's just taking it a little while. He's taking a little while to like see the offense develop. It's kind of like something like Dak kind of does. He takes a while for like that's what he was doing the first game, right? Not playing confident. And I think as time goes on, Baker will play a little bit more confident. But I do think though that we have a chance of winning against the Giants and the next two games after that, which is Washington Commanders. I don't think that we're gonna. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, Cooper Rush, he was good, but there was times where he was trying to give the ball away. There's in the second
Yeah, he
quarter.
has some ugly throws. Yeah, and
So like,
especially in the third
and it's
quarter, he
not
has
even
some
the fact
ugly
that
throws.
like it was like at accuracy point, right? As only, but it was like okay, a decision making thing, right? And this is something I've seen with Cooper Rush before. But I knew Cooper Rush was going to play well this because I mean he's been playing. I know this is I know you guys don't like this when I say this, but this is one of the reasons why I picked the Cowboys to win this was I knew that Cooper Rush, at least for this game, right, as opposed to the last game with Dak Prescott, was going to be way more successful with this offense because he's played in the preseason and he has
You
and he has
no,
and he
no,
has a
no, no.
connection and he
Hold
has a
on, hold on,
connection
hold
with
on,
Will
hold on,
Brown.
hold on. Nah, man, you can't. I come on. I had less confidence coming into the season. This dude technically didn't even make the squad. Let's be real. He technically didn't even make. They came into the season with only one quarterback on the roster. So,
He was a backup. He
uh,
was a backup last game.
he, they put him on. They brought him on. They did the little loophole thing. Let's not play. They did the little loophole thing where they brought a practice squad member on. You
Come on,
know,
you knew they were going to take Cooper Rush. Come on.
he, and he played like garbage the preseason because I had no confidence. You know, I was like, yeah,
I can't disagree with you with that. But I knew
because
he
we
was
were
going to show
saying
out.
because we were saying what's his name? Ben DiNucci was looking like he should have been number two. So
Yeah,
that's why I
that
was
was
like,
that first game. Yeah. So, but
I
I will
mean,
say this though.
I don't know how you had that
I will
much
say
faith.
this
I
though.
had that much faith.
Cooper Rush is gonna and this is the reason why I think that I'm still gonna have my prediction. I'm still having my prediction for the the wins and losses, the overall stat lines for the Cowboys as far as the wins and loss goes, because the fact that I think that we're going to win two games out of this. We're going to win two
And so
games.
you
This is
think
number
Dak will
one.
be back? And you think Dak will be back in 4 weeks, like how Jerry's saying,
The way how
or
they were saying, the way the hell they were saying, he should be back in
is that
less than 4 weeks. That's crazy. I don't believe that. Trust me. Let me preface and say that I don't believe that.
even if he does come back and he plays with a hurt hand? That's my
Yeah.
thing.
So this is why I say this, and I know they're not going to think this way because they're going to believe that Dak Prescott's always a better option, and I understand that, right? But we all, as a fan base, knows that we were not going to win the Rams game, right? We all knew that the Rams game was not going to be a win, right? And so I think that he shouldn't come back on that game either. Honestly, I don't think he should come back on the Eagles game, right? So
I
I
think
think
I think depending on how these two games versus our rivals go, he might need to show up for the Eagles game. But I mean, the Rams game, I don't know. I don't know.
How come you don't think we can win the Rams game? I mean, who
Yeah,
said
I
we
like.
we
I
we,
don't.
we mediocre or something like that? I mean, like You don't have that
Well,
kind of
our
confidence.
receiving core ain't. I don't have confidence our receiving core versus the
But our
Rams. I
defense is
mean,
probably the same as the Rams defense. I don't look at them as being so explosive that they're just going to run over our defense. I don't look at that with them. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so I
So
will say this: compared to the defensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who has a better defensive line? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right, or the Rams, or the Rams?
I would give the Rams an edge.
Okay, now
I don't know.
Yeah,
even
I would give them
okay
an
here,
edge.
here it's
Even
a
though Sam
Uh,
Donald would seem like
I,
he was putting on skates when he played the first game, so I was like,
he said
"Where's Sam
he said
Donald?"
Sam Donald.
I
He
will
said Sam
now
I mean, not Sam
now
Donald. I
He
mean,
said Aaron
even with
Donald.
Aaron
Aaron
Donald.
Donald.
Sorry,
even
but you know
with
what I meant.
Jason Peters, I just don't think that that's a win for the Rams. I think that the coach he's too that coach
Sean
is
McVay?
very McVay Sean McVay
Yeah,
He ain't had a good
yeah.
game that day, so I ain't give him too
he
much.
had a good game today and his
Oh,
coaching is coming out.
playing against Atlanta. All
Yes,
hail to my Falcons, but okay, all right,
The Falcons did come back and put up some points, so they
exactly.
can't. I
Atlanta.
mean, they could put up 20. If Atlanta can put up 27, but they do have a. I think they might have a better.
they have a better receiving core than
I don't know if they have a better, but I think they might be on par with us because I mean they got who Drake, the new kid Drake. They got the Kyle Pitts at tight end. I mean they got some weapons. I think we're probably on par with us overall, but I mean they put up more points than us. So
depending on when Dak comes back.
you're
I
still
think
holding on for that.
I think he's gonna. Here's my continuation bet. I think, and there's a reason why. This is not just based on who Dak Prescott is. I don't think they're gonna lose a game, pending no further like no injuries to the big players. But I do
Yeah.
think that he's only going to lose one game
Hmm.
And that's
going
to the
for
Rams.
going further. I'm saying even after. I'm talking about if he goes after the Rams. If he plays with the Rams, it's 2 games. But if he does
Well,
plays
look,
after them,
What game are you giving them?
if we win the next 2 games, I would say then not to come back during the Rams game too, and just let him keep healing. But Dak is also a guy who needs, in my opinion, who needs
Reps.
game reps.
Yes.
So I mean, the longer he sits out, the more we have to wait for him to be stink up the joint before he gets good again.
yep,
So
yep, I'm
it's,
100%.
I mean,
That's why I also
it's
think he
either
should play the
or, but
preseason.
Yeah, I know because before Dak got injured, I don't know what was going on in his mind, man, because he was stinking up the joint. I mean, those passes he was placing, man, I'm like, this ain't the
But it's
Dak
weird
that I know.
because when you look at it, because it's weird though because like last season he didn't play nothing, he didn't play none, and he came in the season and balled out. So
Right.
that's the thing. It's the juxtaposition. So
The,
I
the,
don't know.
the thing
Yeah.
about it is
But he
two
also
things,
had the
right?
receivers back then too, though.
He had the
Yes,
receivers and
that's true too.
a way better line, right? Well,
Yeah.
way better line ish.
Well,
But
right now he has a way better line. Going into that game, he had a way better. The Bucks game, he had a way better line.
Right, right. So, what do you guys think about the O line today? How you think the O line pushed for running versus pass protection today?
I say
I
that
was actually. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
they were a little better, and the reason why I'm saying a little better because I think what happened was the play calling kind of masked that, right? But I think that they're still overall they were a little better. Like you got to remember though, Tyler Smith every game he's getting a little better, right? He's getting a little better. Who actually
That dude's
surprised
just
me?
strong. That
Who
dude's just
surprised me
strong.
the most? But like, there's some mental errors that he does though that kind of
Yeah, it
yeah, there's some
does.
mental errors that he's gonna have
But
to get
he's
over.
just strong. The
Yeah,
thing
he
is,
is
he's
strong.
strong. So he kind of when he does mental
Balance
errors,
out.
sometimes it just yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so like and I'm talking about yeah. So sometimes the mental errors are like okay, where do you have to be at this particular time, right? Like you have to work with your guard, who unfortunately is Farniok, right? Who he's the backup of essentially the backup of Connor
The
Williams.
backup's backup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The swing
but
tackle's
anyway, so
backup.
so they haven't worked together, and so they were better. But I think as time goes on, right? But we're talking about today. So today they played a little better, right? Terrence Steele wasn't as bad, you know. Terrence Steele was actually playing like 2021 Terrence Steele, you know. Obviously Zach Martin, Tyler Biotish had a
Zach
little.
Martin got a couple times this game. I was like, oh snap, Zach, what's going on? But
I think that's had
but
something to
my
do with your center. I think.
yeah, that might be true too. Because there's a couple of times like where Zeke got tackled for like 9 yard loss. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah,
So my
Yeah,
he
thing is
gave him this
like,
bull rush right all the way back to the
I think.
spot,
Yeah, I
man.
think.
yeah,
I think that was Tyler Biotish or whatever like that. And I think as time goes on, they're gonna get better. You know, especially with
Peters.
you're gonna have your Jason Peters coming back. You're gonna have your Conor McGregor coming back, and then if I don't know how you guys will see it if
Conor McGregor.
Tyler Smith stays at
Y'all
left
be
tackle.
y'all be jacking up the names. You said Conor McGregor's coming back.
Oh, Conor McGregor. Oh, what's his name?
Conor
Conor.
McGovern.
Conor
Conor
McGovern.
McGovern.
Excuse me. Conor McGovern coming back. Yeah, I wish he. I
Wow.
mean, if
Yeah,
he
we
played like
we
Conor
we we
McGregor.
hurting we hurting them names up really bad today.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry
yeah.
guys. Conor
That's
McGovern.
that's funny.
Conor McGovern. So I mean, they played better. I mean, it's just who I'm more concerned about and who is actually being
Look,
better is Tyler Smith. So I'm really
what I want to know is, did they play better or did they play a mediocre D line? That's what I want to know because
no, uh,
that I
no.
feel like I feel like that D line ain't as scary as
Tampa
the
Bay.
Bucks D line, but we did hold up against the Bucks. So maybe you're right. Maybe there is some merit that these guys aren't as bad as we first thought.
No,
I
they're still
mean,
bad.
I know they're still bad, but I'm just saying, like, because I'm waiting. I don't trust this O line when we got to start when teams start getting in their rhythm and we start facing good D lines.
You gotta
So
you gotta
like,
give credit to the quarterback and you gotta give credit to the offensive coordinator because I mean he was getting that ball out quick and you gotta give the credit to the running game too as well because if the running game wasn't working then they wouldn't be sold on the play action passes and stuff like that.
Oh
So
man, that
the
boy
running
like
game was working. So
that boy
you
the
lost
know,
his
running game
game,
was
man.
yeah
Yeah,
somewhat working.
yeah.
so,
But the thing is, they ain't consistent with the run game. Like I feel like they pull away to it too much sometimes. And hopefully Peters comes back. Hopefully, I don't know what they're gonna do if they're gonna put him at guard or put him at tackle and
yeah, I'm at
put
a loss right now because I don't know what's going to happen because Tyler Smith
yeah.
needs. I think he needs to be at
But
left
I
tackle.
feel like, but either way they do it, I just want them to do it so I can see what running to that left side is gonna look like.
Well, he didn't
I
look
feel
good
like
today
the
though.
run,
Every time he went to the left side
yeah.
today, I was like, oh, he gets nowhere.
Yeah, so if you see Peters, if you get Peters and you get New T Smith running to that left side, I feel like that's going to be a better look than what we had today. So I feel like Zeke will be able to. We should pound the rock more, especially with Pollard and Zeke. I wish they would. I still don't understand. Pollard only had 9 carries. Like I feel like you got to get these guys Zeke 25 or maybe 20 to 25, and Pollard 15 to 20.
Yeah, you got to give
Um,
Pollard because you got to keep Pollard going because I mean, look what Pollard
that's what I'm
does.
saying.
So I mean,
Yeah, both of them. Zeke, because Zeke in the Bucks game looked good to me. He was hitting the hole. He was playing
mhm.
fierce. Same with today. He was playing on it hard. So it was sometimes that O line let him down a couple plays,
Yeah.
um,
At one point, I was
and then
thinking
he
that
let
maybe.
himself down too. So
Yeah, I was thinking at the point that sometime when I saw that O line was giving up on him, I was like, well, maybe we should put Pollard on those plays because he is more explosive. So I was thinking that maybe get somebody just a little bit more explosive to get around the edges, whatever the case is.
Which is weird though because the fact that you guys hit the nail on the head because for the last since 2021, we haven't been a physical team like we used to. Like we used to be that team that can just bully people like all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like last year / this year, and it seemed like they were coming back because they were just bullying us. They're like, oh, okay, these guys are just not that strong, so we're just going to bull rush them, and then they can't do anything about it. We're just going to put power on power, and they were starting to succeed. So we got to figure out a way, or the Dallas offensive coordinator has to figure out a way to either become stronger, which I think that they will, as you guys were saying with Jason Peters and Tyler Smith, right? So I mean, that's going to take a game. That's going to take a game or two. So for them to get on par with each other. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when Dak comes back, I mean, you're going to have an O-line better, and then you're going to have Gallup, who's going to have a couple of games or 3 games under his belt, and I think the offense is going to be clicking. So,
Yeah. And I got to say, too, let's transition. We gave a lot of love to the O-line, trying to say gave a lot of love to the offense. But we got to get a lot of love to that DB number 7 back there, because
oh my goodness,
Bengals came into this game. Jamar Chase came into this game talking about. See, this is what all the college people, all the college, college is college. Y'all act like dudes don't come into the NFL and develop and become better players. I don't care what you did in college. What you doing in the NFL right now today? Jamar Chase, you got held to 5 receptions, 54 yards, bruh. I don't want to hear none of y'all coming for Diggs talking about, he's on or he's off. I don't think Diggs ever gave up 100 yards to a receiver. So come on, man. Stop playing with Diggs, Even Noah Brown did his thing out there, I'm still shaking on Noah Brown.
You have to give love to him.
I'm still shaking on Noah Brown, but Noah Brown did his thing, especially versus this receiving core, because this receiving core it's top-notch receiving core.
So Anthony Brown did his thing. Yes, he did. Yeah. I was also I used to call him Doo-Doo Brown, and Doo-Doo Brown was not playing like Doo-Doo.
But see, you know what it might have been, though? It might have been because
you're right. No preseason games. You're right, Jordan. No preseason games. And all they needed was that one game to get back on track. You're absolutely right.
I don't think Brown was a nickel corner, because a lot of the times he was playing nickel is when he was getting, because his first year in the league, he played more outside because I forgot who got injured, so he played outside a lot, which he was kind of solid. But when they put him in nickel, he was just getting toasted. So I don't know. But him out outside, he's a different quarter on the outside.
Attention to, I don't know, I haven't seen any reports yet. I just want to make sure that Micah Parsons is good to go, because he was kind of rubbing his shins and everything. Yeah. So I mean, that's something that we need to look out for too as well, because
that's our only pass rush.
So what Jordan is alluding at is DeMarcus Lawrence. Yes,
he didn't suit up today.
I believe that DeMarcus Lawrence was decent, and it's prevalent. We're gonna have to look at the tape, but there's been a couple of times.
Go back to look at the tape, but I'm telling you, when we needed it, where was D-Law? When we needed it, where was D-Law? Nah, he didn't get double teamed a lot.
I say he didn't get double teamed a lot. I say he was getting double teamed. So I got to look at the tape.
There were a couple plays and he didn't get double teamed. I'm like,
there was some plays that he was tackling for a loss, but that he got some people that if it wasn't for him,
he had like 5 tackles, 2 assists. So, but I don't know. My thing is, you paying this guy, D-Law's supposed to be the anchor, but you said Neville Gallimore was the anchor. D-Law's supposed to be the run stopper and, the pass.
He was doing some run stopping now.
D-Law normally line up on the same side every time, right?
No. Not since the Dan Quinn era.
Not since Parsons got here.
Yeah,
he used to.
Not since the Dan Quinn era. The Dan Quinn era, now he's on.
No, even last year, I didn't see, because this game I saw they moved D-Law around a lot, and I figured that was
they put D-Law on defensive. Sometimes they put him on the inside too as well.
Yeah, which I was like, I don't know about, because I got to go back and
put on the inside like always. Neville Gallimore.
I'm not mad at Neville Gallimore.
Y'all need to join the Neville Gallimore train. Okay,
What? Nobody's mad at Neville Gallimore. I like
I
Neville
know.
Gallimore.
yo,
Neville
y'all need to
Gallimore.
love Neville Gallimore.
I
Watch,
like that
he's gonna look.
rotation.
He's gonna have
Neville
a sack
Gallimore.
next.
I think
I
Josh will
like
try
the
to hedge some bets over here. See, I told you guys about Nevin
uh, oh,
Alamo. You know, what I'm saying when no
nobody,
one is actually saying nothing bad about the guy,
yeah,
but you know,
nobody ever.
so he can say, "I told you, I won that."
Yeah,
You know, he's,
That was my player to watch. That
he's
was my
my
player to
DT
watch.
one. When we're doing the 53 man roster, he's my DT one.
Yeah,
I said him.
look.
Ziggy Zoo.
I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but that was my guy to look out for. So
Uh,
that's what Gallimore about to do his thing.
okay. I mean, that's good. You feel that way, but not don't put in there like we was against the dude and we trying to say that he
yeah,
wasn't great.
As I said before, he's half as good as number 99 on the Rams.
You know, half as good. You're not
Yes.
saying much. You can say almost as good, but half as
No,
good.
he's
You're
half
not
as
saying
good.
too.
what does that mean? I still don't know why you keep saying that because I
He's
still don't
half
get
as
what that
good as
means.
him. He's
Yeah, I
half
don't
as
know.
good as Aaron Donald because Aaron Donald's. I don't care what anybody says. He's
So
great
look.
defensive tackle.
He's half as good as Micah Parson. Wait a minute, it got to be the same because I'm thinking Micah Parsons is probably about this as online with Aaron Donald's
Well, he's almost as good
or
as Aaron.
more. Huh?
He's almost as good as Aaron Donald.
Who's almost as
I
good
don't
as
know.
Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald's just a
Who
beast.
almost as
I'm
good?
sorry.
Who?
First
Wait,
of all, I don't.
hold on.
I don't.
You said Micah Parsons is almost as good as Aaron Donald. That's what you're saying?
Look. Aaron Donald is the best defensive
Bring in
tackle
Aaron Donald.
of all time. Are you saying Mika Parsons is the best linebacker of all time?
Uh,
Mika
uh,
Parsons not even a linebacker. He's not a
That's what I'm saying.
linebacker.
right.
Aaron Donald is the best defensive tackle of all
Mika
time.
Parsons. Mika Parsons a new play. Like you know how in
He's a new
basketball you
JT.
have players
He's like new
in
Michael.
basketball. In basketball, you have players that don't really have a position because they can play multiple positions.
Right.
That's me. He's not really a linebacker. He's not really a defensive end,
Right.
but he can do both. So this is something new. Like we have something new here. So
Now
I
you're
don't
trying to
know.
say the defensive player of the year, or I'm rooting for Micah.
Oh yeah,
Parson, whatever you want to call for it. I think that boy
whatever
is
you
something
call
special.
whoever number 11 is.
Whatever number 11 is, Mika or Micah, however you want to call her. But Parson
You might as well just call. You might as well call him DPY. You know,
because everybody was saying, like Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the league. And
I don't agree
Micah
with that.
Parson, man. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. The boy is good. Aaron Donald he's
Yeah,
legit.
that's-
And I don't know too many other outside of Micah Parson. Who else are you gonna put in front of him? Aaron Donald. Who else are you gonna put in front of Aaron Donald outside of Micah?
Nobody.
Wait, I'm
No,
putting
you're talking about
nobody.
as far as defensive tackles, or you're just
Exactly.
talking about overall
Overall
defensive
defensive player
No,
of the year.
defensive tackles. There ain't no defensive tackle
that
in the
is better
league.
than Donald. No,
Yeah,
period.
it's Aaron Donald.
History.
Yeah,
ever.
and it's Aaron Donald, and then a long, and then boom, we get right here where everybody else is at.
Yes.
Right.
And
Aaron
I'm
Donald's the
excited.
greatest of all time.
But I'm talking
Now if
about
he's a defensive
player.
player,
Exactly.
defensive player. Now overall
As a
impact.
player,
Now we're talking about overall impact. Then yeah, Mika Parsons is up there with the T.J. Watts and stuff like that. So
You keep on up
But
there.
TJ
Like,
Watt's
he's
so.
up there with everybody else. Yeah. I'm saying
Well,
everybody else is up there with
T.J. Watts. Excuse me, T.J. Watts right below Mika Parsons. So
hey, why y'all disrespecting TJ Watt like that? Like,
who's disrespecting T.J. Watt? Because I think it's Mika Parsons, then T.J. Watt, then the rest of the NFL.
I'm gonna step out of being a Cowboys fan right now, and I'm not gonna say TJ Watt is. I ain't gonna say Parsons is better than TJ Watt. Not just yet. Not just yet.
I mean, he doesn't have the sack total. Now, if he has the sack total, then yeah, but I think that his potential is better than T.J.
like
Watt.
said, his
right?
ceiling is like sky high.
But TJ, as I said, TJ
I'm
Watt.
Yeah, I agree. His ceiling is sky high, but at this point right now, where we're at right now, I ain't gonna say Parsons is better than TJ Watt.
only because you looking at TJ's history and that boy is pretty tough. But you look at
he already.
last
Yeah,
couple, if
that's
you look
the
at
thing.
this
He already
season,
got
if
a
you,
body of
right,
work.
that's right. But if you look
Last
at this
season, wasn't he Defensive Player of the Year?
no, I'm talking about these.
Yes.
TJ
Yes.
Watt last year was defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
Yes,
So
he
that's
was.
what I'm saying.
where
Like
was Mika Parsons at? I disagree.
he
He
was
might have
number.
got it. I
He
thought
was.
Mika
Yeah, he was
Parsons would.
nominated. He
Exactly.
was.
I think he should have won
Yeah,
it.
he went to.
But
I
He
don't
was
think
just
Nick.
outshine, and the only reason why
I,
he got outshine is because I think T.J. Watt got the sack like record of all time. I think.
right,
I think.
no, he didn't get all time. No, he didn't get
I
all
think he
time. He
did.
had
I
22,
think he did.
22.5 stats.
oh
That's not
yeah,
all time.
that's
I
not
think.
his. That's not record.
I
I think
think
like 20.
so.
I thought 26 was. I thought it
No,
was.
I don't think that's all time. That's 22.15. No, I don't think that's not all time. But yeah, 22.5 sacks is crazy. But
It is.
yeah, let me just.
Mika right now.
I'm
So
just.
I heard
I'm
is
telling you
is
guys,
for
guys,
26
just
this
hey,
year.
can somebody hold up? Can somebody just fact check me real quick? Somebody fact check me. I think T.J. Watt got the sack record of all time.
Well, you must have just
So
checked.
you're saying 22.5
Did you
is
just
sack
check,
record of all
Joshua?
time?
I think no, I don't know. I
Just
just
check?
checked to see how many sacks he's
Oh,
got. I checked to see how many sacks he's got,
And how much sack did
which
he
was
have?
22.
All right.
Or 20, yeah, 20, yeah.
what is the NFL record?
I had to check. Well, I got that. But
Uh,
regardless of that, I still believe that Micah Parsons, and I keep on calling him Micah, but but Micah, I believe he's legitimately the best thing that's out there right now.
oh,
That's the way I say
so
it.
he's tied
For who? With what?
with
What
Strahan
position?
for 22.5.
He
So
tied with
he's
who?
number one,
With
right?
Strahan, he's not number one. He's tied.
So he's tied for number one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
but
yes.
but you
So
said
he's got
both
the
to
most
all
sacks of
time.
all time. He's got the most sacks. Depend
no,
like
he's tied. You know that's the difference,
You're
don't you?
playing. You're playing with some. Yeah,
you're
you're
right.
playing with words.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
You're
No,
playing
no,
with
I should play
He's
worse,
not
but
there
you
by
guys,
himself.
you guys are absolutely right. But still, 22.5 is the most sacks of all time,
Right.
right?
And right
Yeah,
now they're
So
saying
yeah,
Mika Parsons is on track to have 26 this season.
yeah. See, I don't
he
like when
could.
they do that. I don't
Yeah.
like when they do that.
But you know
When
it's
they
funny.
do like
I know they
it's
don't.
game two.
You know who they're playing next year?
But
You know who they're playing
you know
next week,
you
right?
have to because you
But
have to
yeah,
have
the
something to
schedule.
talk
I mean,
about.
the
You have to
schedule
have something to
is
talk
looking
about.
good for him. The
Yeah.
schedule is
You know
looking
who they're
good for
playing
him.
next week.
Yeah.
So
Shoot,
Based on
the
who we
schedule is
playing,
looking.
I don't see how they and is he can get it and type of player he is, he can get it.
Oh yeah, especially that. Oh yeah, that Rams game. He should feast because I saw some guys feasting on that left tackle. I was like, "Eee."
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
gonna be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, but
but I'm still on the thing where I don't know. I still think I told Josh I think we should blow up the roster. I still think we should blow up the roster.
nah, I don't think we
Because
should do that.
my
I
thing is like, what's the point? Are we going
well,
to?
I mean, obviously we won an NFL
Is
game
this
today,
team
so
gonna?
obviously we're not that bad.
Is this team gonna? I'm not saying we're that bad, but I'm just saying
You want to
what
blow
is
up the
the end.
roster. You only blow up the roster if it's bad.
I'm just saying what's the end. My thing is what's the end outcome? We're doing all this. We're getting hyped for all this, but in the end, what is y'all think we're gonna win the Super Bowl with this roster?
I
I
don't say
think
that.
Super Bowl with the roster. Nah, I don't see that. But
No. We're not with the Super
And
Bowl
that's my
roster.
point. That's kind of my point.
But look with this roster.
Because this
I mean
organization.
I don't think we've that far away
Look,
to
I was
add to the
really mad
roster.
at y'all. I was really mad at y'all that we didn't come on here last Sunday and do a podcast because I had to get some stuff off my chest. See, Jerry's fine right now because we won this game, but going into last week, they did nothing. This is why I said blow up the roster because they did nothing going into the season. See, Bucks game happened because, to me, in my opinion, because the front office let it happen. So my thing is, they don't want to go and get players that will benefit this team and make them better. We have great, solid players right now, and they can add pieces to elevate us to Super Bowl standards, in my opinion. But they don't want to do that. They want to draft guys, no matter where they draft guys at. Sometimes we even argue why they draft him here, why they draft him there. A lot
Right.
of the guys are experimental and developmental. They didn't get look how long it took for Noah Brown to get to where he's at right now. It took him dang near 6 years. Nobody else on anybody else's team is letting Noah Brown sit on the roster for like 6 years because he's developing, he does a lot of great things. I get it,
But
but my thing is also like, if you ain't gonna do nothing to propel us to get to the Super Bowl, and we're stuck with this team that we know is not gonna get us to the Super Bowl, my thing is, well, we might as well go ahead and blow it up and go try to get high draft picks, go try to get draft value, so we can elevate this team to potentially going forward try to get us to a Super Bowl. Because I don't see how we get to the Super Bowl. I honestly don't.
this game showed me a couple of things, and
And it's another thing, right, hold on. Another thing, this is what I like about this game too, is because it lets the young guys, it lets the young talent kind of develop because
Yep.
everybody's injured, and so you get to see, okay, who's actually a dog and who's not a dog. You know,
it's
so
not even that.
that's
It
another.
happens. It helps them develop, helps them get confidence,
Yeah,
and so that's why
right.
I'm like I'm cool with that, but I'm not as I'm not as skeptical now on the wide receiving core that we had as opposed to how I was right after the game of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now I'm like, okay, we actually might have something here. Noah Brown, I was wrong. He should be wide receiver number 3. I think we'll be almost just as good when Dak, Jason Peters, Tyler Smith, and everybody, Gallup comes back in. I think we will be deadly enough to be actually like a top 12 team, top 10 team,
So
top
you
12.
saying CD,
Gallup.
But
Gallup, and Brown should be our top 3, and Schultz.
And I think you'll be good. Well, don't even get me started on Schultz because we need to talk about
I
Schultz.
think Schultz is injured. Is Schultz injured? Like what?
It almost looked like an MCL thing. It almost
Yeah.
looked like an MCL thing, but
Really?
I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah,
Just as far
he
as
hurt his towards the end of the game with that tackle, which I thought that should have been a flag on that play he got hurt on.
Yeah, defensive pass interference.
Yeah.
But they're saying
but
there's no
yeah.
concern about ACL, so
Okay, well that's good. Maybe he just tweaked it. But
But
I don't
you know
know.
what he did tweak? You know what he didn't tweak that he probably should have? Was his hands. Because I don't understand how you get a fumble. And the way how he was carrying it like Zeke Elliott was carrying it in 2020. He was just so loose with the ball and everything. He's done this before, by the way. 2021.
No,
he did
yeah.
this during the Carolina Panthers game where the ref saved his behind 2 or 3 times.
He had like 2 fumbles in that game, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 fumbles. And then
I just don't think they recovered them.
There's like, it's not a fumble because there was no forward progress. That's not a fumble because he already put his knee down. And really, people are like,
Yeah,
what?
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
That's,
looked at.
that's some
Yeah.
crazy stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So I still think though that I think we'll, even with me making fun of Schultz, I think we'll be fine as far as the receiving core goes. I don't think we're as bad. We don't have the best receiving core. We don't have it and that's another thing though too as well because the Bengals clearly has one of the better receiving cores.
Yeah.
And so it takes like a lot of things. But you know who also did well today? Amari Cooper.
Yo, y'all saw Amari get off?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of. It's kind
Yo,
of.
I was looking at the fantasy
It's really
teams.
kind of upsetting.
I saw.
Man.
Yeah, I was looking at the fantasy roster and I was like, "Hey, yo, this dude going off today."
And the way how he was playing,
Especially when I found out the reason why he is really gone. Whether it's true
Yeah,
or not,
that's my
but-
thing.
it's true. It's true. And we all know. I'm not going to say it like out here, but we know that it's definitely more of a emotional reason as opposed to like his play on the field.
Or it definitely ain't a play on the field because boy could catch. Even though he was playing hurt, and everybody get mad. Man, this dude is hurt, but he get hurt and he go, then he come back, and later in the game you see him out in the field again, still making a catch.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
My thing is, I'm not even mad. My thing is, I'm not even mad they got rid of Cooper. But what did you replace him with?
Oh,
Why
okay.
you just?
Yeah.
What'd you trade him? What'd you trade him for?
Right, exactly.
That's why-
you get nothing.
At least get equal value, if anything.
Exactly.
Get
In the same
Get like
situation
a
with
second
Slot.
round pick or a third round pick.
Nah,
You know,
something.
I'm like try to go get somebody equal. Yeah, especially there was folks out there that was available, but they just didn't want to do it.
AJ Brown.
Yeah,
AJ Brown killing it for the Eagles,
yeah,
or who killed it in week 1 for the Eagles.
yeah.
So that's my
we
thing. Is
have no
like,
cap space.
yeah,
This
that's my thing.
guy,
Is like
this guy.
Von Miller, who killed it with the Bills last week. Like, what are we doing? Like, y'all,
Speaking
if
of which, my boy Anthony Barr. My boy Anthony Barr is
he's
getting to the swing of
okay,
things.
they were
Yeah,
rotating.
yeah,
He did good.
yeah. He
I
did.
mean,
I
He
mean,
did
now
solid.
he also did that rough in the passer, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about
okay.
we're going to
I
talk
mean,
about no. He's
he was solid, but he wasn't like a game changer.
no.
But
I mean, he's still getting his feet
my
underneath
thing
him.
is, so
So that's what I'm thinking. That
my thing still is, why you gonna put him in hindering? Like I was telling you, why put him in hinder the young guys, Jabril Cox or a what's the other guy? Oh, I can't think of his name. But why hinder the young guys by putting Anthony Barr in there? Like, when I don't think is he elevating? Is he making the defense that much better when he's out there? I don't know. That's my thing, and that's
let
why I
me
say both.
let me ask you a question though. Diggs, Trayvon Diggs. We know that he doesn't have as many uh, interceptions, not clearly as many interceptions as, but overall, is he a better cornerback? Is he a better
Oh,
like sticky cornerback?
look, the way I
Yeah,
see him playing, he playing very solid game. He is. He ain't doing no crazy
because
stuff. He is
he's
contesting. He's getting right there, huh?
he's annoyed, and I feel bad for him because it's only because he's on Dallas's team. It's only because he's a Dallas Cowboy that he gets so much flack that he does get. With the people who don't really watch his game, they just sit back and say he's overrated because he
He's
has so
not
many
doing it.
picks, but he gives
Right,
up
right,
so many
right.
yards. But realistically, in game, what is he really giving up? Because when he plays in game, receivers aren't going ballistic on him like that.
Oh
Like,
no.
he might give up a play there, but it's not like he's constantly giving up 100-yard games to receivers. So, and I think he said that there was reports that he got off social media because people were just flooding his comments
Yep,
with
that's
irritating. So he's just locked. Now he's like even more locked in. So now what Chuck got to say when he does something like this, him and Brown do something like this to Jamar Chase and Higgins, who he had a pretty good game for Higgins, but like what you got to say. So I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
yeah, yeah. He to me, he played very solid. To me, I saw him. He was getting his hands on the ball. It was a couple of, like you said, that got past him, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't see nothing like, oh my God, he's just getting eat up. No, that boy playing solid, solid back. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm liking what he do. I'm liking what he
Yeah.
do. So
And there's a couple times in this game and in last game where he could have had a pick. So it's only a matter of time before he does get picked, before he does get a pick.
right, because he's right
So
there.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
right there.
So
He's not like he's being
and we
toasted.
know, yeah, exactly. And
So
we know it can happen at any moment, especially as long as Parsons is getting quarterback, he's rushing the quarterback, getting pressure. That D line, Neville Gallimore, like Josh says, as long as they doing their job, it's gonna come.
that's right.
It's only a matter of time. So yeah, that's
with
all.
that being said, because of the fact that we're giving these guys so much problems, are we still saying that Joe Burrow is elite?
Well, he ain't playing the league.
Look, he's not playing the league right now, but
The boys look good though.
like we gonna put a lot of blame on him. But at the same time,
That O line.
his that O line is trash. Like Josh, what do you expect the dude to do? At least this game, he didn't throw picks like he did the first game because he was just slinging that thing. He was more conservative about his throws, not, and I probably went into this game saying that, like, hey, if it's not there, it's not there.
Right,
So
right.
he took hits. He's still taking hits. So I think if his play would be better, I mean, they almost won this game. It came down to the wire.
Yeah, yeah,
We would have looked real bad if he would have came back and won.
yeah.
But I just think it's more so that O line is still not it, and I'd be worried if I was a Bengals fan. I'd be worried because I'm like, y'all risking our future
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah, you definitely are. Do you guys think he made that kick?
What?
no, I thought he missed it.
Oh,
I
dude.
thought he
I
missed
told you,
it.
that looked crazy. I'm like, when that guy hands was
That
up, I'm
shit
like,
was
really?
stupid.
It looked like it
I
didn't
thought
go
he
in.
missed
I
it.
saw the
I was
hands
like,
go up
hey,
though.
giving
I
us the
saw the
game,
No,
all
hands.
right.
I was sitting there like this, like looking at the refs. I was like looking at the refs like this, and they put their hands up. I was like, oh.
I was
That
like, we
kick
just got
looked
away
like
from
it was
murder. All
out.
right.
That kick looked like it was out left, man. When I
Yo,
looked at it, I'm
it
like,
did.
oh snap! Oh, it's not going. Oh, it's not. Oh, it ain't going. Oh snap!
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess it.
My heart was sinking for a second. I was like, oh
Yeah,
no.
man. I
I was
didn't.
like,
Yeah, you
yeah.
right. You right. I thought it was
Especially
off.
too, because I is what they toward that last 3 plays or 2 plays. It kind
Right.
of scared me after CD picked up that first down in the big game, and then I thought they was gonna call timeout. Even Tony Romo was like, "Oh, maybe they'll take a timeout," and they didn't. And the clock
Okay,
was
so
just
we both believe that was the most stupidest coaching decision, right?
Man.
yes.
Okay. All right.
So I was like, "Yo,
Why not take the first
what are y'all
down?
doing?" Yeah, like what are y'all
I mean,
doing? Like,
wouldn't it stop the clock anyway?
Right.
Or no?
yeah,
Yeah, it would have.
yeah, it
So
would have.
Well, if it
That's
ran
why.
out, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe his thought was like, I'm going to trick him so bad that they're just going to be bewildered by my coaching decision. That
They
that
were,
was
but look, they were because it was like nobody would have made that decision. So yeah, we are bewildered by that decision that you made.
everybody, including the fans at home, was like, "What in the
it
world?"
Like
was,
what?
and it almost turned into that. If the kicker missed the kick, it almost would have turned into Monday Night Russell Wilson. How they flopped that 1 minute left.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen the clip where Peyton Manning was like, "Hey, y'all should take a timeout right here. Y'all should take a timeout," and they didn't take the timeout, and the clock just kept winding down, and now your kicker got to kick a 60-yarder.
And
But
then they took the
it,
timeout like with like 20 some or 18 seconds left. I was like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys
yeah,
doing?"
I don't know.
You know.
I
It's
don't
gonna be
know.
funny.
Especially when you could just run routes to the outside, like and just that's what I was thinking. Because they were scaring me too, because they had CD come across the middle, and so I'm like, okay, y'all must not care about the clock, because some of the plays y'all were running, I was like, what the heck is going on? But
Wow, wow.
we got the W. We got the W.
Yeah, we got the W. That is right. Now look here. Before we go, now I'm gonna ask this question. So, How should we look at this victory, Joshua and Jordan? How should we look at this victory?
With the grain of
Just
salt.
recap it, huh?
I was gonna say the same thing with the grain of salt. I was gonna say the same exact thing.
With a grain of salt. All right, that's where we're going with a grain of salt.
The
That's
grain of
the
salt.
victory
Look,
today has given us. We're going to have to look at this thing with a grain of salt because, for all of you, fair weather fans or high mighty fans, whatever you want to go, you just can't come up here and say, yeah, we got the squad to go forward. We're going to be Super Bowl bound. Let's not get crazy with that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no.
We're going to
yeah,
look at
Oh,
this and
we
see.
ain't
We're
there
going to have to
yet.
get in depth with what's going on right now and see how that's going to play off. But
You're
it's
just
good.
trying to squeeze out another win out. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah,
You just
yes.
Look,
Stay afloat. That's all
hey,
we're thinking about.
if our offense,
all you're trying to do.
yeah, if our offense can get us 21 points, I think we will be good.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
because I truly believe that too. All right, man. That was it for tonight, man. We had some fun here tonight. We got another game coming up here next week, and we're gonna get on that too. But we're gonna meet again to talk about the game against the Giants next week, and then we're gonna have one after this. So, hey, that's how we do it. Make sure you hit the like button below. So go ahead and subscribe so you can get down with us when we we talk about that Dallas life. You know what I'm saying? So we about to go, and we're gonna end it just like we always do when we started. And that is, how about the
Falcons
Cowboys?
Cowboys.
That's right. So I will see you later. See ya. Peace.